Hey, welcome. This is another review of another movie that's promised to be interesting because of all the reviews that are coming out. It's a sequel to the Coming to America movie that was done in 1988. Still the one done by our own Eddie Murphy. Uh, so enjoy as we review this. And we know that Eddie Murphy's Coming to America has received PG-13 rating. That is according to Film Ratings, Amazon Studios' long-awaited comedy sequel, Coming to America, has officially been given a PG rating from the MPAA for crude and sexual content, language, and drug content. You will remember that the 1988 first movie that was done by Eddie Murphy, which is the Coming to America, had some scenes that might not be ideal for younger generations to watch, but this one has been particularly has been made to be devoid of all those nudity and the rest. And the 1980 original rated R, originally scheduled for December 2020 theatrical release, the Eddie Murphy led film has been pushed back to Friday, March 5, 2021, and has opted for a digital release on Amazon Prime Video due to the ongoing pandemic, while Paramount Pictures still sets to handle the theatrical distribution in some countries. You can see it's still with the same guy, Arsenio, and you can see Eddie Murphy playing the best role they can play. So we can see that Coming to America also has some other things that are particularly personal to it. Like Eddie Murphy's long-awaited comedy sequel, Coming to America, like we said before, gets a PG-13 rating from MPA, so it won't be as edgy as the R-rated original. So Coming to America is rated PG-13 after the original film was rated R. Already a superstar thanks to its 48 Hours, Trading Places and Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy extended his huge run of 80s success with Coming to America, a fish out of water tale that went on to gross $128 million. We can see that's massive in looking at a movie that came out in 1988. And we will say congrats to Eddie Murphy for making another phenomenal movie. Moving on, looking at the characters that played different roles in the movie, we have Eddie Murphy as an African prince who disguises himself as a commoner in order to win an American bride. The movie was another in line of films that showcased not only Murphy's charisma but his skill as an impressionist, as it saw him playing a number of different characters. Now, over 30 years after the original movie made audiences laugh, Coming to America is getting a sequel that sees Murphy and all his hilarious characters returning. So in Coming to America 2, Murphy's Prince Hakim is about to become king of Zamunda when he learns that he has a long-lost son back in the United States. Due to a male hair problem, Hakim and his faithful aide, Semai, which is played by Arsenio, we know that one from the 1988 movie, the first one that was released. So Arsenio must return to America with Eddie Murphy to track down the missing son, leading to more hilarious culture clash comedy. I would say it's an unexpected turn of events. Though Coming to America looks set to bring back a lot of the elements that made the original movie a comedy classic, there will be one big change for the sequel. So the change that will be there for the people that actually followed the original movie in 1988, you should expect some changes where the original movie carried an R rating for its sex and language. The sequel will go a more mild route, carrying a PG-13 rating like we said before. And the MPAA PG-13 rating is for crude and sexual content, language, and drug content. Mufti, of course, originally made his name as a very edgy comedian with stand-up shows full of cursing, much to the chagrin of Bill Cosby, and carried that decidedly adult persona over to his hit movies. But later on, Murphy softened his edges on screen, toning things down considerably for movies like The Nutty Professor and our very famous Dr. Doolittle and Shrek. Indeed, many fans of the old edgy Murphy remains disdainful of his actor's family-friendly turn, believing he became a rich and complacent and lost touch with what made him funny in the first place. This is why so many were thrilled when the foul-mouthed Murphy of old returned in 2019's Rudy Ray Moore biopic Dolomite Is My Name. And we can see that fans were also hoping Murphy will follow up Dolomite Is My Name with another full-on old school R-rated comedy. May be disappointed to learn that Coming to America will keep things relatively tame with its PG-13 rating, a rating that guarantees the film will feature no more than F-bomb. So coming up, we see some scenes from the sequel to the Coming to America 1988. We see Eddie Murphy with Semi, and moving on, we were able to know that the original Coming to America was arguably a little too coarse anyway, so maybe it's a positive move to dial things back a little. Even with the language and sex toned down, Coming to America still has a lot for it, including the return of some truly hilarious and we know potentially problematic Murphy characters like Randy, Watson, and Mr. Clares and so. Many of us remember those characters, very funny characters in the first movie that was released. So, and that will be all for the review of the Coming to America. It promises to be interesting, but we have to wait for March to come so that we can all go into the cinema and make sure we feed ourselves with this interesting movie from Eddie Murphy once again. From us, we rate this movie 5 stars, going by the trailers and the reviews that we have seen. And I know it's not going to be a disappointing movie like all the reviews are. So that's it. Subscribe to our channel so that we get also press on your notification so you get a prompt anytime we release another beautiful review of another movie that is going to glaze your screen.